Oftentimes we get lost in what's real versus what's not based on the stories that we're told throughout our life, especially in our childhood. And now every country and culture may have its own versions of various tales, whether they're true or not. You gotta be the judge of that. Hey guys, welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and in this episode we're visiting the country of Pakistan and we're looking at 10 scary stories from Pakistan that will definitely surprise you. Now before I jump into this, if you're from Pakistan or if you just want to show some love to Pakistan, leave a like on this video. Okay, so starting off with the first story. So there's the tale of the Dulhan, or the bride, who stands on the roadside. She waits past midnight and she asks for a ride. Now these stories involve her dressed from head to toe in what's called a laljora, and her face is hidden under a gunga, and that's her sort of headscarf. And she's just standing there at night in the middle of the road asking for a ride. And of course someone eventually gives her a ride, and then the most creepy and unbelievable things happen to the unsuspecting person who was nice enough to pick her up. Crazy and creepy. It's hard to believe. If you see somebody dressed up in a bride's outfit, do you just leave her? What if she actually is a bride? Then again, could be a ghost. The next story involves the Churail, and they have their feet pointing backwards and they're all deformed and all of that. And this kind of story involves these mysteriously beautiful yet creepy looking girls. And young boys constantly get fooled by them, especially late at night, unless they notice their feet. So apparently the dead giveaway of them not being exactly girls is that their feet are all messed up. So in some stories they're also called the Pichal Peri. There's also stories of these people who can stretch their arms to turn off lights and things like that. So apparently there are these beings who are so lazy that they can stretch their arms to do tasks that they don't want to get up to do. And this is another popular type of story in the world of Pakistani horror stories. These people live among us as normal human beings, but sometimes out of just sheer laziness they stretch their arms right there in front of other people because sometimes they just don't really care. Now, not really super scary or anything like that, but just imagine if you saw that right in front of you, somebody just stretch to go get a mug from the cupboard and just look at you. What do? There's also the tales of jinns loving the Chanel perfume just as much as people do. And yeah, the company of Chanel probably doesn't like this one too much, but older adults commonly tell the younger ones to avoid wearing all that perfume because jinns love the smell of it. So many horror stories revolve around people who made that mistake. They put on the perfume, strong perfume, and they walked outside at night ready to have a good night out or whatever, but an unseen being follows their scent closely. There's also a popular tale that jinns love to attack people when they're chilling under a tree in the evening or at night time. Now this story still makes many Pakistanis shudder in fear, and a lot of them even to this day don't travel at night anywhere that they have a body of trees that are close together because they're just super scared about what may be hanging around those trees at night. There have been countless stories of people who had run-ins with invisible forces right under a tree. The story at number 5 talks about jinns who live in houses, and this is perhaps the worst one. Nobody wants this. Maybe it really wasn't your brother who ate that last piece of cake from the fridge and he's actually telling the truth. Have you ever wondered why your keys or your glasses or something may be in a different place than where you remembered putting them? They say that jinns play these games if they're in your home. Why? Because just like human beings, they get a little bit bored sometimes and they just want to have some fun. But jinns usually keep to themselves, but if there are some in your house, you still may want to avoid asking it to reveal itself. That just might get real creepy real quick. I'd rather my keys or glasses go missing than to hear a jinn go I'm here, and I look and I don't see anything. No, take my glasses and keys, it's okay. When dogs bark too much at night, they're probably seeing jinns or an undead spirit. Dogs or even cats are said to be able to see spirits, so sometimes a dog may be barking at nothing, or a cat may be just staring at nothing at nighttime, and you can't figure out what exactly they're barking at or what they're actually looking at, and it could be a jinn jinn or another kind of spirit. So you know, if you are sleeping at night and you really gotta go to the bathroom and you hear your dog just barking, yeah, just stay in bed till the morning time. Have you heard of the one about witches that love to wear ghungroo? And ghungroo are those bracelets or anklets that dancers wear, and they jangle and shake, and this is something that causes people's stomach to almost jump out of their throats when they hear ghungroos at nighttime. A witch could be approaching, or maybe not, who knows. Either way, this one gives even the most grown adults the chills. Now this next one is so creepy, and I'm glad I'm not a girl, because it said that jinns love girls that have their hair out at nighttime. Elders warn girls to tie their hair at nighttime, and when they go outside at nighttime, yeah, tie up that hair, because that's a big temptation for jinn. They like that, they think it's attractive. So maybe if you're a girl from Pakistan that you were told stories about girls that went to bed or went out at nighttime with your hair out and the jinns were playing with it. Glad I keep my hair really short. And finally, the number one creepy story is, you know, when you talk about jinns, apparently they gather around and listen. They're all curious and all that. So maybe if you read an article about them or something, or maybe if you're even watching an FTD Facts video about them. I don't know, did you feel that? Did you feel anything? Well, I'm not really talking about jinn. I'm kind of just like, I think I am actually talking about jinn. Okay, so I'm screwed pretty much, right? Did the lights just turn off? Anyways guys, so that was it for this episode. Let me know, have you heard any of these stories, or maybe you're from a different culture than Pakistan and have a different version of the stories I just mentioned? And let me know any creepy and spooky tales that you know of down below in the comments section. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, here's a related one. Just tap the annotation right beside my head. My social media links and other good stuff are below in the video description section. And while you're at that, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified of our future FTD Facts episodes. We post videos daily, so I'll see you guys real soon.